Two great guests in studio from the EDC, Jennifer and Karin. Good morning, y'all. Good to see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Big thing coming up here. Time to mark your calendars. June 25th, 5:30 to 7. This is a county-wide fire prevention and community awareness forum, and it's going to be at 3 different locations. Karin, tell me a little bit about this here.
Well, it was just an idea to help our community, educate our community on fire prevention. I think that, as soon as I started making the phone calls, it just took off like crazy. So we're going to have one at Lake Cushman, one in Belfair, and one here at the Civic Center.
We have
all at the same time.
Representatives from all the main fire districts around those areas presenting information on evacuation preparedness, animal pet safety, and more. We talk a lot about this on the air, Spencer, with all sorts of folks from the different fire districts here in the county. And people are saying, Jennifer, that we are Mason County and the South Sound and our general Western Washington area is going to be basically ground zero for these wildfires.
I think if we look at last year, you can really kind of get an idea of what that impact looks like.
Yeah.
And a lot of it has to do with the ignorance of what it is that our community members are doing. One of the big fires was started by firecrackers. And it destroyed hundreds of acres of land. And I think it's important to note that some of the sponsors for this are specifically our timber-based businesses. You wonder about the impact, and it's important to talk to the community members as well, but to really think about what that impact on our businesses is. It shuts down businesses, yes, but that is, you talk with Patty Case and she'll talk to you about the 100-year farming rotation cycle that they've got for trees. And to just wipe out hundreds of acres in that plan, it will impact the lumber business. It will impact any wood-based business that we've got here. And that's hundreds of jobs.
We're going to talk a lot about different ways that these fires started. Karin, when you and I were discussing this a little bit, one of the things that we talked about was something that you may not even really think of, and it's chains dragging on the road.
Yes, from boat trailers, trailer hitches, that kind of thing. And, you see pictures get posted on social media and on the news, but people think that it's a lit cigarette going out a vehicle window, but the majority of those fires along roadsides are caused from the dragging chains.
Yeah, sparks
and that's
come
really,
from...
I don't know why it surprised me, and I never thought of that. But
and how fast that dried grass.
Yes.
It will, even not a spark. I want to say I was talking with Chief Patty, and if you're sitting in a running car on the side of a street, that heat can ignite, and it's things like that we just don't even think about, and what that then does to our firefighters, pulling them out. We had it wasn't evacuation, it was the fire camps. We had them set up at our elementary schools. We had them set up at the port. And it's set to be an even hotter, kind of drier summer.
Yeah.
Minus the fires. I'm excited about that part because I love the heat and the sunshine, but
she does.
We'll give it all to you, okay? You can take it on Wednesday.
Exactly.
That'll be part of it too, though. Those campsites. So at the Civic Center on June 25th, Norma Brock, Public Information Officer with Central Mason, will be there to help us and answer questions. There was a tremendous outpour of support for those firefighters. So much so that it got a little bit unorganized. So Norma's going to answer questions on how we can best support those men and women. So in each location, there will be law enforcement, the Sheriff's Department is on board, all of the respective fire departments, in those areas, Department of Natural Resources and the U.S. Fire Service. So, and then it'll be live streamed.
Yep.
iFiber will be doing the Civic Center. Tiger Media will be in Lake Cushman, and Daybreak from Mason Web TV will be in Belfair. So if you can't make it to one of these locations, you can watch it.
That's great.
We'll have food and print materials, all provided by Green Diamond, Mankey, and Sierra Pacific.
That's pretty great.
And Central Mason. They've all contributed to that. it took off like wildfire. I just have to say.
if you will.
Yeah.
Do you have like the ba-dum bump?
No,
add
people
that.
are really,
Sound effect.
I'll put that in the
they've been
post-production.
extremely
Careful with that
supportive.
spark there, please.
Yeah.
Well, and we have such a beautiful place that we live that we rely a lot on those tourism dollars. And if you'll remember, even in August, when you try to have an outdoor activity, you can't. That's even if the fire isn't located here.
Oh, yeah, no, it
that
still affects you.
Yeah. And it messes with your air quality. It messes with your ability to be outside enjoying our area and
Right.
spending your dollars here in Mason County.
My wife and I were just talking about how we have to have an evacuation plan, and I'm glad that's something that's being covered here, because I'm willing to bet you most people listening right now, we all worry about this potential of fire, and especially those of us in rural areas with a lot of green and trees and forest and stuff. But I wonder how many of us honestly have an evacuation plan that we discuss with our kids and our families. We have so many pets that we were just thinking, man, in a fire, we have to really kind of assign certain kids to take. You take the cats, get the dogs. We have like 12 reptiles. We have all these animals and stuff. And it's something a lot of people I don't think about, even though we know we're in danger of fires living in an area that we're in. But I wonder how many people actually have a plan in mind, where to go, where to meet, what to do.
How many people have backed up their important documents? How many businesses have a separate set of, or a copy of their books at a separate location or in the cloud or both?
Sure.
Getting back up and running after a bigger event like that, especially with our small businesses, you're looking at close to 80% of them not being able to move back if they don't have their plans in place.
And you mentioned pets, but the other one are large animals, as we
Right.
got a lot of farmland
yeah,
out here.
absolutely,
DART, the disaster animal rescue team of Mason County. PJ, she comes on a lot, but her one of her main focuses in the community is DART, and basically from the Deckerville fire. This came about as the fire's happening and there's horses, and you can grab some dogs or some bunnies or whatever, but what do you do about these horses?
Right. Yeah.
This is a group that is able to kind of find them and coordinate how to rescue them for you as well. Is Ross or somebody from DART going to be able to?
I don't know. I've got Ross and I are playing phone tag, but I'm sure someone will be there.
Ross,
I was
call
listening
Karin.
to her. Yeah.
This will
I
be
was listening to the gal from DART talking about marking your livestock with a Sharpie
Oh,
in
yeah.
the event that you need to set them free.
some
And
great ideas.
there's- that was fantastic. And there's a lot of that, a lot of knowledge that we can provide at this event. We, as in our fire professionals, that can help people be prepared. And you, Spencer, having that conversation with your family is great. That's a good,
I think it's
good
something
starting
nobody
point.
wants to talk about, but you need to be prepared.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like running drills in elementary school. You need to wake them up to a really loud
yeah.
bell.
Yeah.
They'll
Get
love
them
you
moving.
for it.
Yeah. Welcome to summer. Here we go.
Yeah.
All throughout the county, this is going to be happening at the same day and same time, June 25th, 5:30 to 7, the Fire Prevention and Community Awareness Forums. Is there going to be question and answer period
Yes.
time as well?
Yes.
So Shelton's going to be at the Civic Center on Coda, Central Mason Fire and EMS, Casey Whitehouse, and more will be there. And for more information, you can contact Casey, who's kind of like the wildlands expert for Central Mason. Belfair, it's going to be at the North Mason School District Boardroom, Bo Bakken and North Mason Regional Fire Authority for that one. And at Lake Cushman, it's going to be at Mason County Fire District 18, so you can contact Chief Mike Sexton there for more information. And very cool. We'll have live streams as well, along with Tigert Media and Mason Web TV. So, I mean, if you're at the Shelton one, you can go back and watch the Belfair and Lake Cushman one, because although similar topics, they'll all have different sets of
Right.
pieces of information
Yes.
for you. So
Yeah.
lots of good information as, again, Mason County kind of ground zero for this upcoming wildfire season. Back in March, I believe, we saw a bunch of fires spring up already, and we had all the snow events and things in early March, but that evaporated. That did not soak into the ground. And as we talked with Chief Patty and Chief Whitehouse the other day, if you're to take a shovel out and dig in your yard a little, there won't be, it's dry as a bone from anywhere past an inch down. I mean, it is dry, and we learned that the fires can go under the ground through the root systems, and
Yes.
just scary stuff. So we
is.
want everybody in the county to be aware and prepared for this. It's upcoming June 25th, 5:30 to 7, and we'll have more details on that on the
We'll have
website,
this up on,
the Facebook or something
Yep,
like that.
Yep, we'll get that out today everywhere, and we just really want to thank the sponsors and the fire departments for being so supportive.
Yeah, it's going to be a very informative evening, to be sure.
Yes.
Well, Karin, Jennifer, good to see you,
Thanks
Good to
for
see
having
you.
us.
Thank you.
and we'll check back with you soon, next week, something like that.
Yeah.
Sounds good.